Hey, I'm Craig Ford, Mayor of Gadsden. We're standing out here on South 11th Street. This is Councilman Jason Wilson in District 5, and this is his district. This is our city engineer, Heath Williamson, and this is a good day. We just completed the final striping of South 11th, and we're going to call this the miracle on South 11th.
Absolutely.
I know Jason's been pulling teeth for the years he's been in the council, and he's kind of updated me about the behind the scenes of what was going on out here, and Heath has too. But we're just excited that the taxpayers get to see their money finally come to fruition and it's finally finished. But I will say this, it's not just a normal paving job, and I'll let Heath and Jason, you get in a little more depth on that. There was a lot of work that had to be done on this highway with utilities and Spire and Power Company, and we're just excited about it. Heath, you like to comment on that?
Yeah, this was certainly not a standard job. Usually you'll see us just mill off the top level of pavement, put that back, and we're kind of in and out before it creates a major disruption. This, because of the deterioration of the road, we had to completely dig it out. You see the sidewalk we're standing on, this is wider than we normally build. It's usually about 4 or 5 feet wide. This is 8 feet, so it accommodates bike and pedestrians. But to do that, we had to move utilities, stabilize the road bed, and obviously go through the major process that we just did. So it took a lot of cooperation from all the utilities, obviously a ton of patience from the residents, which we appreciate, but very happy to be standing here with a completed road. It's truly a miracle on South 11th Street.
It is.
It is.
And Councilman Wilson, I will say, even though he wears a hat, he looks like athletic. No, I'm just kidding, he is athletic. But he was real emphatic that we kept the ADA compliance with the handicap ramps for the walkability, and also the neighbors. He was concerned about the neighbors with the dust. And Jason, man, you did a great job spearheading this and prodding me and trying to tell me, hey, you need to get the utilities in your office, you need to light a fire, and you need to get everybody together. And so a lot of what it wasn't my credit at all. A lot of what happened behind the scenes was due to Councilman Wilson.
Well, and you know, I tell people back to Heath's point about South 11th Street, people don't realize, you know, this thoroughfare here was never really designed to handle the load of traffic that it handles these days. You know, this was a surface street for so many years. I mean, I actually went to preschool at Tabernacle, you know, and used to shop at Wood Brothers Groceries up there when I was a little kid growing up, and it was always intended just to be kind of a surface street in the neighborhood. Well, then when we had the development of 759, you know, so many people started using Black Creek Parkway, and then of course when we built this beautiful high school over here, so many people started using South 11th Street as a major thoroughfare. So the traffic count on this road went through the roof over the course of the last 15 years, and it really showed on the roadway. And so when we set out to do this, one of the things that the constituents here really were adamant about was we want a sidewalk so our children can have a safe way to walk from these downtown neighborhoods to the high school and back and ride their bicycles and something. So that was something we took into heart. And then of course, considering how much higher the traffic count is now, you can't just, like Heath said, you can't just mill up the road and put down a fresh piece of asphalt. You really got to, you know, get down there and rebuild the entire structure. And of course that meant, as Heath said, utilities, having to relocate things. We had to move power poles. And of course, Heath can tell you, you know, we had to acquire several pieces of private property just to be able to expand and add this sidewalk. So it took a lot longer than anybody expected it to or wanted it to. I don't know, Heath probably knew exactly how big the project was and how long it was going to take, but today is definitely a good day. You know, these things happen, nothing happens quick in government as quick as you want it to anyway, Mayor, but you know, it took a while, but to see the finished result here today is something that's special, and I hope everybody can be excited about.
Well, this is something that you want to see your taxpayers working together, because you got your councilman that represents his district, mayor that represents the whole city, but Jason and I were in contact a lot behind the scenes, and Councilman Wilson would tell me, hey, you need to go see this neighbor. I've talked to them. They want to talk to you. They want to talk to the engineer. And one day we came down here and knocked on doors, and we tried to go see all the neighbors and explain to them, thank you for being patient. We're doing all that we can. But once Councilman Wilson, Heath, and I got everybody in one room and got everybody talking, it was amazing to see how some hadn't talked, and that was able to help expedite the project. But y'all, this is something to be proud of. Now the negative side, now that we got a newly paved road from South 11th, please watch your speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's like a raceway through here. So we're trying to patrol it for the neighbors, and we're trying to patrol it for the children most of all. But this is a major thoroughfare from Birmingham. A lot of people that come from Birmingham to work in Gadsden, which there's more than what you think, they get off right here at Black Creek Parkway, and they come right through here and they hit down Walnut Street, and they're downtown.
Well, and Mayor, that's what I'm so excited about is after this, like you said, so many people use this now as a thoroughfare. Now we get to roll right into our next project, which is the expanding and resurfacing of Black Creek Parkway all the way out towards the airport, which will be this will be even more of a thoroughfare once Ultra Safe Nuclear's here. We'll have so many Gadsden residents that are making their way out there to the airport area, so this is going to just feed right into that next project. And of course, again, the beautiful high school here, and all the improvements that have been made at the intersection up there with new turn lanes and things like that. So it's like I said, it never happens as fast as people want it to, but it's happening, and to see this big chunk of the process completed, I'm excited to see the next step.
And I want to do a shout out to Pastor Tommy Marshall and the Tabernacle Church, where Councilman Wilson went to preschool. But what he's been able to, he's been very patient and been very supportive of this project too. And we also have a tire store over here. What's the B&B Tires?
B&B, yeah.
They've been very supportive, and we had to reroute traffic for them, and they were very, very workable to deal with. We also had a piece of property down here. It had a lot of used cars, salvage. We were able to clean up that lot. So I see development happening on South 11th, and I'm looking forward to it. So Heath, you got anything else to say?
I guess the last note, one of the awesome things about these jobs, even the Black Creek Parkway, and we do have another section of South 11th that's in design as well heading north. These are ALDOT funded, so that means we have a partnership. We pay 20% of the cost. ALDOT pays 80% of the cost. That's a huge thing. That means we can, for special roads like this, because it's a main thoroughfare, it's what we call a classified road, so it is able to be paid for with those funds, but that lets us use our money, our local gas money, for your city residential streets and the other areas. So it just stretches it out and helps us do more good all over the city.
Absolutely.
So we're excited about
Councilman Wilson?
Well, and one last thing I'll say that's really an exclamation point on this project is, of course, we had already done the other side of South 11th, and we've done further up north the South 11th about 4 years ago. So again, as Heath said, we got one more little section to go that'll complete this sidewalk so that children that live in these downtown neighborhoods will be able to walk and ride their bikes safely to and from the high school. But the real exclamation point for this entire project is the brand new fire station at Banks Park, you know, just on the other side of South 11th Street. So if anybody's been watching over the last 5 years, the investments that have been made into South Gadsden are really substantial. Several millions of dollars over the last 5 years, and there's more to come. So I hope the residents see that and appreciate it, and I appreciate the mayor and Heath for all your hard work for District 5.
Well, and that's got a little bit to do with you in our ear all the time.
Yeah.
We just rather throw money at District 5.
Well, I can talk. I can do that.
Yeah.
I can get in your ear for sure.
Jason does a good job of representing his district as a council member, and we appreciate that. And listen, we want to say, like Councilman Wilson said earlier, to the neighbors, we're sorry. Thank you for your patience, and hopefully you'll be able to enjoy this new highway, and we'll do everything we can do. We're going to do everything we can do to upkeep it, keep it cut, keep it nice, and keep the speeding down to where it's supposed to be, and make it where the kids can walk to and from school and make it very safe. So one thing we want to do is make Gadsden a walkable city, and this helps us with our trail of making this a walkable city. So this is Craig Ford, Mayor of Gadsden, Councilman Wilson, District 5, and Heath Williamson, our city engineer. So thank y'all for taking this time to listen.